Alright, I'm at home, so hopefully the audio quality is alright in here. I'm trying not to move very much, so there's not as much extra noise. But we are going to try the first video of the transition series, where I am going to start it out for non-side-by-side runs, and if that works, as soon as it stops, I will transition into playing for them to be side-by-side. So first we need something to chop here. We will immediately start with the non-side-by-side. So there's a chop. So I'm immediately going to play for the non-side-by-side for 2 flat bets. Win. No, I wait. Now we have a run, so now I wait for a change up and I bet against it. Perfect. We got a 1-2, 1-2. No thought here to me. Win. Natural 9. Done. Reducing the black chips now. I've already secured the 950, and frankly, I don't have to do more than this. But we're going to do it on the small. We're going to wait for something to come down. Anything. Choppy shoe. Might not. It's just a choppy shoe, right? Alright. There's something. Now we need a change. There it is. Bet the small stuff now on the blue. And we lose. No problem. So, now I gotta wait for another change, right? This isn't a back-to-back hand. It came down side by side. So we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for a color change. There it is. Now we're gonna try it on the red. And that'll get it back minus a $5 bill. But it didn't. So here we go. This is where the transition is. So, searching for the transition, I was willing to play cheaply. And now that we've found a run of 3 side by side, and it's a terrible 2 to boot, I'm going to switch back to the big boy, and we're going to hope that it goes side by side again. First, we got to get something to come out red, and then we will try again with the big stuff. But only for about 2 in a row. No more than 2 in a row. And if it wins, it loses, and it wins, and that's a stop. So we gotta wait for something to change first. Long player, I guess, right? Okay, it's a small bank, 1/0, but a banker nonetheless. So we're gonna try right here. And we lose. So I gotta try again. And we win. So we got it right back, right? So when that happens, what do? When we're playing for the second strategy, the side-by-side runs, if we have a hiccup, we have to make it reestablish itself before we jump back in. And it's looking a little player strong right now. There's a bang. Let's see if we get a second. Sure did. Okay, so that's back on. So as soon as it goes blue, I'm back on the second blue. Got to do it first. Okay. Well, that's a weird tie, huh? A lot of ways banker could have won that hand. 4 ways it could have. That's a streaky shoe now, huh? It's funny how that works. Starts out all chop at the beginning, right? All chop. Now look. Anyway, we're waiting for a blue to bet a blue. There it is. Here we go. Got a 9. There you go. I'm going to try for one more back-to-back second, and we're going to reduce. Now we got a natural 9. Back-to-back 9 scores. I love it. Got almost 2G right there, not even trying. So now, we don't want to give all that back, right? Then nothing's going to last forever. So we're just going to reduce to the 1/5 size unit, and we're going to see how many more they're willing to donate to us. Fuck us donating. So we're going to try one right here. Win. Now, if you want to be aggressive, you could stay with the bigger stuff, but I wouldn't. Because this is a 2-shot effort. You don't want to give 2 of those big boys back. we're still doing phenomenal. I mean, we'd be close to 2K right there. We just got this to stick a little while longer. And even if it doesn't, ain't costing us shit. I don't even care. Don't care. It's a lot. It's a streaky shoe, for sure. Look at this. Nothing's right hand turned yet, though. Well, it did now. Hang on. Sorry about that. I'm going to do this on bank now. I've gotten to a point in my life where I'm not really interested in making anyone else happy but myself. So it's just the way it's going to be. Alright, so I'm going to do this on player. Need one more hand here. And if that doesn't work, that will be over. We got it though, so it's still alive. But now it's in rebound mode. We need it to hit side by side in the second. Alright, so we need one more second. Alright. Alright, so that's what we wanted. So as soon as it goes player, you know, we don't have to keep playing, but that's a lot of seconds. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 12. So I probably would stay on this shoe until I'm on wait mode. And while I'm on wait mode, it goes side by side 3 times. You know, I would think that would qualify the fun stopping, right? But what if this keeps hitting on the second more than it doesn't? I want to be involved in that. But I want to be involved on it as cheaply as possible and still take their money. So that didn't work. I got one more chance. So that didn't work. So that's it. It's over. It's the 3 direct chop I just mentioned. So probably with how far we are in the shoe, 52 hands, it's not likely that I'm going to get it to happen again where I get 3 across in a second. But I'll wait and see. Because see, look, that's 4 direct chop. And that's 5. So you know what I think about 5 direct chops. I'd be all chop mode right now. But I'm not going to do that. No, good thing I didn't, because it went 3 player. But that's usually a good spot to try. Just see how long you can take it. But you can't play for everything. And I'm not. I'm only playing for one strategy right now. It's actually a combination of 2, but it starts out with 1, and after that wins big, you reduce to the little stuff. When it stops winning like that, you switch gears and play for the other thing big. When you win a couple of those, you then again reduce to the little stuff, and I'm still up 1,600 figurative money. So I would take that result every day of my life. If I did that every day of my life and I had the capital to sustain that, I'd be making 45,000 in a month. And nobody can't tell me I can't do that because I did that in 2 days. So, these nuts. So, now we're just waiting for another thing to fucking go down on player. There it is. So, here's a question. How much would you do now? I mean, you've already won both ways on this shoe with the big money. You don't have to go back to the big money. I would probably stay with the 1/5 size unit and just see if we can get aggravation payback for the 2 that were re-given back of the little stuff. And if you're capable of extracting those 2, you could get out with 100% win rate, right? Our highest point was 1,800 take and change. So if you get 2 more black chips, you'd have that back. You can tell them to suck a dick because it's over for them. So that's what we're going to do. First we got to win. Then we tell them to suck a dick. So first we got to bet bank. And, well, player got a lucky 3, and we reduced to a 3, so that ain't gonna work. So we got one more try here. And if that don't work, we'll call it a shoe. It's all good. Yeah, 6-7 does. Don't get a card in a 6-7. So we gotta, we'll walk with that. Let me pause it. Sorry, I wanted to get my calculator out. So it'll be 1420, right? In one shoe there. that's what we were left with. Take-wise. Sorry, I gotta make this screen turn for me again. Give me a second. Gosh darn it, what the hell's going on here? There we go. So I'm gonna leave that shoe. It's hand 64, and it's already done that twice in a short amount of time. And frankly, that's the only time it's come down long. So it doesn't completely look preferable. I'm just gonna start a new shoe. And start with new life. And we finished the first shoe of the day with $1,400. And if you're still in the casino after winning $1,400, please go get your head examined, because you've already beat the shit out of them. There's nothing more to be done. You do that for 30 days, you own their soul, okay? And they know it. They know they can't fucking stop you because you're not a cunt, because you're willing to reduce. You get the big boy money, and then you reduce. You see what else you can take. They slapped you on the dick a little. That's all right. You still got their money. They can fuck off. It doesn't matter. And that's what I'm going to prove again right now. As soon as it goes banker, we're going to try for player. And it could fail. Full disclosure, it could fail right away. But what if it doesn't? You're up that quickly. You can immediately reduce the little stuff, and there's nothing they can do to stop you then. Good. I'm glad it's going along player. Use all those player hands up. So when I finally get a bank, I can get a second. Please give me second bank. That's not what I wanted. I wanted the player. Fuck, I'm gonna erase that. That doesn't count. I actually would have lost. But I would have bet for the player there. Fuck, I didn't want to have to do that, but let's erase that. I get talking about banging the casino, and I don't focus. So there are distractions at the casino, including winning. So, stay focused. All right, so this is shoe number 2. And we're going to pay attention to what's going on this time. That's too bad, because I would have liked to have seen how that worked. I saw the player coming down, though, and I was immediately thinking about the series we just finished, where we wanted them to go side by side. It was like the perfect look for that, but it's not what I'm trying to do. We're going to start with it not going side by side. Oh, look, it's starting just like last year. And then we'll transition back to it. So I'm going to play for the dominancy first. And it worked. Good. So there's one victory. We only need one more of the big boy money, and then we reduce to the the little stuff. It all matters. Shit. I wouldn't kick that little money out of my bed. It all matters. This is just a choppy shit. No. Look at this. 5 direct. Oh, man. 6 direct. That's a nice chop, man. Tie. Another chop. Look at that chop. 7 direct chops. Oh, this hurts my feelings. All right, there's 2. So as soon as it goes bank, we're going to bet player. There's 3 player. There's 4. Okay, so gotta get, this is for the victory now. Let's see if we get that. 7, yes. It's too easy, right? It's too easy. Too easy. But it's very enabling, especially when you haven't suffered a loss, right? See, you win those 2 big boy units, you have to reduce to the little stuff now. You have to. I'm telling you, you do. Because if you're going to bet it twice in a row and it loses twice in a row, you gave away the big stuff right back as quick as you got it. But if you reduce, you guarantee yourself there's no way they can fuck you. No way. Because you've already reduced. They can't get all of it back because you're not betting as much anymore. So there's nothing they can do to fucking stop you. So we just wait for a player and we try again, I could die tomorrow. My family, at least, they're going to have a legacy left behind of how to fuck the casino, okay? If they ever chose to do it. If they ever chose to. I don't think anybody should do it. I'm a special kind of asshole. But if anybody did, they're going to know exactly how to fucking do it. Okay? They're going to know exactly how to do it. And we're like, there you go. It's not hyperbole because I've already done it. I just chose to undo it because I had a mental collapse when my mom died, guys. That's the excuse I'm running with. That's the excuse I'm running with. So right now we're reduced to the little guy money, and we are going to bet on Baker and hope it stays choppy and doesn't go side by side. But alas, it did. So we have to wait for another jump. And unfortunately, now we have to bet on the weak side. But we're going to do it with the little money. And if it lost, fair enough, we could leave with $775. You leave with $800 and do that every day, you have 24 grand in a month. Tell me if that's enough money for you. Go buy a car every fucking month. And it won. So that was supposed to be. Yeah, that was the little money. Yeah. Okay. There's a flat bet, right? Yeah. Well, it's still alive, right? So we're just waiting for another come down. There it is. As soon as it goes bank, we're going to try again with the little money. Okay, we're going to try to make it jump again. And there it is. So we have almost 1,100 now. Just being careful with the little stuff. We're not putting no perps out there. Just the black chips. So we're just going to wait for something to come down again. And as soon as it goes bank, we're going to kick them in the balls. That's not a banker, though. So we got to wait. We're warming up the kick leg, though. You see something? Player never went past 4. It's only had 2 occurrences, but it hasn't. It's valuable data. So anyway, we got a bad player here. The little stuff. And tie? Yeah. Lucky as tie, but we tied. Oh, we're gonna get fucked now. Yep. So we're in wait mode again. We need to wait for a player and then try to make it jump on the banker. So we're in wait mode now. And that'll be the other one. That'll be the other one of the 2 that we need to use. All right. Just waiting for a player. All right. And now we're going to try bank. And if it doesn't work, what does that mean? We're in the transition phase to the betting for. We're betting for the come down across on the second if this doesn't work, right? But if it works, we're going to keep recollecting. So, no problem. No problem. So we're into that now. So now I'm going to switch back to the big boys. And it's an inherent risk. Because if I lose twice in a row, I'm actually going to be down. But this is a choice you have to make for yourself. You don't have to do this. I'm just giving you another way to keep. Let's say you only had one shoe to play on where you are. That's what I've run into. This gives you a way to stay in the fight, either big or small, and just hang around and see what you can needle them for. Because what if this does keep coming across in the second? Don't you want to be a part of that? It's streaking now anyway. Well, there's a bank. It got the however, but it's a bank. So we're going to put the big boy back out there. See what we can do. We got him. We got him dirty, but we got him. 2 over 1. So there you go. We have 1350. Just waiting for a player now. We're going to try again. Just waiting for a player. Just waiting for a player. But, bro, look at all the hands you get to sit out, not fucking around. Get this shit off. I don't give a fuck about football anymore. You already pissed me off. Shitty ass game. Who wants to watch Tampa Bay and the Atlanta Falcons right now? Fuck that game. Sorry, I had a moment. Alright, so. Does anyone really believe Tampa's winning that division? I mean, they're getting their weapons back, but I think Carolina's going to sneakily get that division, man. But it doesn't really matter who wins that division. They're a first round death. So, in the playoffs, probably. Unless I bet against Carolina, then they'll win. Anyway, we're going to try this one more time. And if that doesn't work and we get our money back, we'll be done with that shoe. And we'll have to pay $25 to do it. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But let's see if we can get one more of these. No, they fucked us. So I gotta try again. See, when you're playing for the seconds, you're always trying immediately after. But when you're playing for the jumps, you gotta wait for the color change to bet again, right? That's the difference here. You follow? You can't. You got to remember that you don't want to bet immediately after unless you're playing for seconds. So this is the recovery bet. You need the second here. Got it. Okay. So unless it does something really fucking crazy here, we might be done with the purple bets because it's already hand 52, and I want to make sure I get off the shoe with money. Let's not forget what we won over here. Okay. I want to keep that and more. We are in such good shape right now. We don't have to try hard. Think about what an amazing day that is. Fucking hell. 2 days of that, you're paying for braces for a kid. You add these two totals together. Go home a fucking hero after 2 days. Yeah, here it is. Fuck those payments. Pay it right off. That's what I did. Anyway, that was a long time ago. So, we need to see it come down on the second player here to get re-involved. Okay, you know, I kind of want to stay involved, guys, but I don't know. The whole shoe predominantly wasn't going across 3, except that one section there, and even then it stopped right on 4. But it is 6 out of 7, so I am tempted to stay with this. I need it to jump to bank to try to get involved. I gotta wait. There it is. Okay, I'll tell you what. If I do this and it fails the first time, and then I get my money back on player, I'm done with the big boy money because I can't trust it. But hiccups happen for this kind of strategy, and you're signing up for that. But you're just hoping you can catch a longer run of these seconds together than not, so you don't have the pressure. This is the only work. Getting the first one, and then you just see how many you can bang them for. So then the worst case is you lose one of the 2 units, right? Right? For that individual effort. Follow? I hope so. I hope you follow what I'm saying here. Get this shit off my screen. Fuck. Alright, so we're gonna try to do the recovery bet on player here. Yeah, we got fucked. So that's the problem, you know? We're going to walk with that. And it sucks because we could have walked with 1325. But I chose to stay all the way in with the big boy money. But nevertheless, adding 1300 to this would have looked a lot more cool. But we're going to add this and we're going to be happy with that. And we're still at 1745. And if you multiply that times 30, it's probably over. It is. It's over 50 grand if you did that every day for 30 days. Fucked up, right? I know it is, but that's the potentiality. And frankly, if I wasn't a cunt and I would have just walked with the 1300 that shoe, that would have been a over a $2,700 day in just 2 shoes. So we're gonna go to another shoe. This is the 3rd shoe of the day. We'll see if we can't make money on this. The moral of the story is we still walked with 300 plus off of that shoe. And if you made $300 a day every day of your life, you'd have 108 grand in a year. If you worked every day, including Christmas. So I just wanted to put that out there. That still fucking matters. I don't know anyone that's making 100 grand like that. But that's the potentiality that could be. Okay. It's not bullshit. You have to have the capital to get started and then just make money. But even if you don't have a lot and you're able to come up 3, understand the value of that. So, once again, we're going to wait for something to come down. We're going to try to make it jump when it does jump. That's going to be a tie shoe, apparently. Okay. Player tie shoe. Great. Great. So, nothing's going to go bank. Got it. Player tie. Oh, there's a bank. Okay, here we go. Hopefully we didn't use all the player ties up now. Fuck. Alright, hopefully this works. thought we were going to get it. Oh, it did. I thought we were going to get a natural. I'm like, oh, fuck, we got a 2. Here comes the natural. Nope, 3 face cards for Bank, so we win. So we got to wait. I love getting the first win right away without any fucking contention. And that way you know you only need one more critical unit to reduce. But if you lose the first one, you're already on the defensive. You know what I mean? Fucking hate that. So, that's pretty cool. And now we gotta wait for a bank, and it's a player shoe anyway, so I can't wait to see a bank. Come on. I don't want to wait this long. I'm gonna lose. Oh, damn. Okay, good. There it is. So let's see now if we can get the second win. Tie. Of course, because it's a player fucking tie shoe. There's already 5 ties in 15 hands. Are you serious? All right. Hopefully we get this. We didn't get this. So we gotta wait, right? We gotta wait for a color change now. And regretfully, we're gonna have to bet against the player to not come down when it's already done it twice, 4 times. But we're gonna do this anyway, because that's what this calls for. And we win. 6-7. So, cool. We got it right back. Now we gotta wait for something to come down again, and then we try again to kick them in the balls. Because it's fun. See that? Bank's not going past 2, right? So, we have to bet banker here, though. Because that's, the jump. So, if this doesn't work, then we'll try it again on the next thing. Right? We'll try it on player after. But first, we gotta see if we can just win straight up on the banker. And that'll be our second unit. Yes! We won dirty this shoe, huh? 2/0 and now 1/0. But guess what? That's the +2. So we can immediately reduce the 1/5 size unit. It's like you have, I don't know. You're betting $5 and you say, I just won $10. No, I'm only going to bet 1 at a time. Try to catch me now. They won't. It's impossible. Unless you keep throwing all your dollars away. Right? It's the same idea. So we're just going to wait for something to go 2 again. And then we're going to play with the little stuff. Little stuff still matters. I'm just not getting... it's cool to show you the money, but I want to show you more transitions, and I just can't get it to start well and then go into a long second. That's truly what I'm trying to find, just to show you how great that would be. But that's also why I reduce, because they're hard to find, and you don't want to try to find it with large money because you get fucked up, and it only takes, one time to get fucked up to get all your money fucked up. So if I'm going to lose, I'd rather lose small. Unfortunately for them, I won again. So I won with the little stuff. So now I just wait for another second. And I play for the variance that is Baccarat, which is, it don't know what it want to do, right? We can reverse engineer their cocksuckery against them. So as soon as it goes player here, I'm going to bet bank. There's a player. I'm going to bet the little guy on bank. I win. I guarantee you someone in my lineage is going to see this someday on YouTube and they're going to be rich. I guarantee it. How do you fucking deny this? You can't. I know it's not a real shoe. And not all shoes are going to produce as well as I've done. But you know what? Get a scorecard when you go to your casino next time. And just try this out on paper. And track your results. And see if it would have. Right? Say, that motherfucker's onto something. Right? I don't know, fellas. I think if you're going to do anything, you should track it first. But check out what I said earlier. Bank's not going past 2. You could have played for that. As soon as the player came down 4, you could have said, I think Bank's going to be the weak side. And bet against it for 2 hands, the whole shoe. You would have been 100%. Especially at a 1-2 effort. You would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or, well, going on 7. We don't know if this is going to chop or not. Not yet. Let's see if this one does. Nope. So that would have been over. C'est la vie. You would have won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You would have gave 3 back on a 1, 2 effort. You'd still be netting 3. And frankly, if you were able to win 6 that quickly, you damn well better have reduced your unit size, because that shit probably won't last forever. But if it did, and you kept it all the way in, well, nothing bad happening this time. But be careful about that shit. So, nothing's gone past 4 yet. It did now. Brad special time. Brad didn't win either. Touched the bottom. Gotta wait. Right hand turned it. Okay. Bank is on. Oh, wait. We're supposed to bet Banker there. Fuck. I was supposed to bet Banker there. So we would have made another $100. So I'm just going to add that to the total at the end. Okay. You know I was going to bet Banker there. Right? Because we haven't gone even transition yet. It's still not going 3 across in the second. I got too trigger happy with the deal button when all those banks came out. I'm sorry. So we got to add 100 to this balance at the end. So, and technically we got to add $95 because we would have paid $5 commission. But I'll figure that out. I'll add 100 and subtract 5. So, look at this chop now. It's 5 direct chops. 6 direct. Wow. It's just a choppy shoe. This is never going to transition. That's 7 in a row. It hurts my feelings to leave that many chops on the table, bro. Okay, so as soon as it goes bank, we're going to try this. There it is. Yeah. We got to do player just for the little stuff. Okay, I lost. No problem. So I got to wait for another chop now, right? We don't bet right away when we're trying to make them jump. We got to get a jump to make it jump. So that's another tie. Of course it is. That's another bank. That doesn't help us. Another tie. Man, how many ties are in this shoe? How many ties? 9 ties. And there's still like 30 hands left. Definitely a tie shoe. Look at the tie again. There's 10 ties. Just in this run alone, there's fucking 3 ties. It's Christmas up there right now with the red and green. Alright. Well, there's another red. Finally, player gets one. Alright, hopefully we didn't use all the fucking banker hands up, because we got to bet for that jump again. Otherwise, the transition begins here. So, let's see what we can do. Yep, transition time. So, I'm sorry, I got hiccups all of a sudden. As soon as it goes banker, I'm going to bet second bank with the big, the big boy money. I might have to pause this to get rid of these hiccups. Alright, there's our bank. We gotta try the bank, boy. Damn them to hell! We might lose a little bit here. Of course, I still gotta add 100 to that balance, but I hope I get this back. Dirt bags. Alright, so we gotta add 100. That would be 1,045 minus $5 would be $40 fucking dollars we made. So whatever. We will add 40 to the fucking total. Remember, you have to make these decisions for yourself. You don't have to keep it all the way in. And frankly, when we got to transition phase, I maybe did. Oh, I just wait. My history or something here. We didn't have to. What is all this? Good grief. What the fuck happened here? What was our number? Damn it. This isn't from today. Pricks. I don't even know what all these computations are in my history. What the fuck? Well, that's just great. I don't know what that is either. Well, fuck. We had something like we had something like this, right? And then we had 320, I want to say, right? That sounds about right. And then we just had another 40. So that's where we're at effectively, somewhere around that number in three shoes. And like I said, our highest moment on the prior two shoes, we were over 1,000. We could have left on both of those with more. But if you transition and you continue to play with the big boy money to start a new variable, you're taking a chance of giving the two big units back. So I think what we'll do from now on is if we win the two big boys with the little stuff first and we're able to get it to switch to the side by side, maybe just play for the little stuff side by side and just see how many you can get. Because that way, if it stops right away, you're at least keeping the take that you got at the beginning. You know what I mean? Because all three of these shoes should have been over 1,000, but I chose to switch back to the big boy money and I lost two. And that's all it takes is losing just two of them to take away all your profit when you're gonna bet that much. I want to make sure I get out with the money every single time. And I don't think we could be that careless with the big boy money. Even if you wanted to switch sides and go for the other variable, you know. So, how many minutes are we at? That's 36 minutes. Should I do one more? No. I'll stop it there. I'll stop it there because I think from now on, what we're going to do here on this is we're not going to float the perps back out there. Once we've collected two of those, we want to get out with as close to a G as we can, right? And if that means we leave money on the table, then so be it. At least if we've won a few of the little ones and then we won a few of the little ones on the transition phase, the most that we're going to lose is like 3 or 4 little ones. And we're still probably going to be close to 1,000 no matter what, right? But if it keeps working for us, we're going to collect that too. And if it doesn't work and then we get the recollect back, we could decide after a couple recollects, do we really want to keep in this pissing match? We're just going back and forth. Why don't we just keep the whole thing? We don't have to risk giving any of this back. And Mickey would probably say, well, fuck all that. You don't have to play the whole shoe anyway. You extracted your win goal. You don't have to stay in there. I'm just saying, like, if you're able to win the big stuff and you're going to stay in the game, then stay in the game small. So if the shit starts to work against you, they're not fucking you. You already took their money. You're just letting them hold a little till you come back next time. You're keeping the profit. Focus on the daily total every day. All right, I'm gonna stop that one there.